automatically avoid civilians in anything I'm driving. So I could just drive the forklift
Ooh.
at the flaming people, and the game would tell me if they were hostiles or not.
That's the
That's
way to
good.
trust the AI.
I think
If-
we're now live.
If they're hit, they are hostile. If the forklift veers off at the last second, they were a civilian.
Yep.
Well, on that note, welcome everybody to Feats and Fables, G.I.
What?
Joe actual play show. Thanks for joining us as our group of heroes face off against the wrath of nature, the sinister plots of Cobra, and weird monster aliens from outer space. What's going on here, man?
Man,
Is this another
Uh,
crossover
I'm-
episode?
I mean, it's where have you been? Like everything's in the crossover episode for the last 4 or 5 episodes. Like I don't remember how many episodes ago it was that you saw, a Zord fight. As
Thank you, Mr. Peanut Butters.
not Power Rangers. Anyways, I'm Ben Heisler. I'm one of the lead designers on SS20 and G.I. Joe specifically. I'm the GM, and welcome to my zany homebrew.
woo!
Before we get started, I'd like to introduce our players and their G.I. Joes. We have Joe Streaky playing Lavoche, a battlefield leader officer.
I
We have-
can.
We have Koda of Kodab Games playing Search and Rescue, a Beastmaster Ranger and better half.
Hello, everyone.
You don't have Samantha ready for the
I mean,
board
where
to introduce.
I actually don't
Yeah,
know where
what?
she is right now. Probably down sniffing at the new cats that have just moved in. But you know,
New cats.
New
New
cats. We have Ron Frankie playing Sky High, a mechanized infantry chopper pilot.
Thwappa thwappa.
Well, welcome back.
Thwappa thwappa, he's flying like Appa.
Ooh. What just happened?
Very, very many things.
Avatar the Last Airbender?
My brain is like, there's a way to put
Mhm.
those together in another joke, and my brain's just like, nope, we've checked out. We have Dr. Andrew Huang playing Blockchain, a spy commando and master of technology.
And super glad about the crashing prices of GPUs. All right.
I mean, unless you've looked at the 4000 series, because they are high.
Yeah, but they'll probably come down to some sort of reasonable retail level a lot faster than they have in the past.
Well,
Probably.
one big company is stopping making them, so
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that. But anyways, back to this game.
hmm.
Finally, we
Yay.
have Dr. Paige Lightman, who was also a lead designer on the G.I. Joe role-playing game, playing Twist, a sniper commando and totally a hero.
Totes.
don't forget her sniper rifle shout.
What?
Twist and shout.
Oh, why?
That became a
That
thing.
That came out after Twist's parents or before Twist's parents were born.
A classic is a classic, Paige.
And here we are.
So, catching up with our heroes, our team of G.I. Joes was deployed to Santa Carla, California, on a mission to rescue Junior Senator Michael Cho and family following a violent earthquake and incredible storms. The Joes were able to mount a successful rescue despite Cobra's best efforts, and Joe's pilots, Thwappa Thwappa. Come on, Thwappa
Well-known
Thwappa.
name.
Thwappa thwappa.
No, my name is Sky High.
Oh, is it?
Once again, Joe's pilot Sky High. Don't get- How come I don't get the Thwappa Thwappa from Ron? That's fine. That's fine.
No,
From the Senator-
I'm not in my helicopter currently.
No, but I'm describing you, and I wanted sound effects. Maybe I'm just have to get a Thwappa Thwappa on my soundboard and ready to just press that button anytime you decide that you're not going to
Ooh.
play ball. Anyways,
Oh.
flew the Senator to relative safely of nearby Angel Grove, California. Nothing ever happens there. During the flights, and also while our heroes were heading back towards town on foot, they saw a clash between a giant, stories tall, monstrous creature and a huge robot.
Still not real sure which one was the good guy.
Well, you'll be able to express those to your command here before not too long, I'm sure.
So I'm not talking about that shit. The more Twist talks about that, the more she has to realize it was a thing that happened.
Well, just don't process those feelings. That's how it works best.
Yes.
Anyways, so the rest of the team and their Cobra defector ally led the survivors to a Mill Mart that serves as a shelter from the continuing storm. As they arrived, they found that power and backup generators were off. Went through the garden section to find chaos in the dark. Exploring this big box store, they were able to rescue groups of civilians and found strange evidence of fire damage that didn't add up in any way, shape, or form that they could make sense of. On a trip to turn the power back on, our heroes were instead lured to the back of the building, where they come face to face with a flaming tentacled monstrosity. So with that, we're going to pick back up with a combat with our tentacled monstrosity and also the civilians that he has lured. We're going to say he has lured back to the back of the building. And actually, it starts off with my civilians who are now on fire.
The civilian is on fire. That didn't quite work.
No.
One problem. What's up?
You have the right profile picked?
We are currently looking at
There we
our
go.
beautiful faces in the theater of the imagination.
Yes!
Aha!
Let
This
us pull back
made-
the curtain.
Made 100% more concrete now, though.
much more. Yes. My civilians roar out with these inhuman snarls as they are currently on fire. Cinders
Ooh.
billowing out of their mouth as they. One of them, at least, runs towards the direction of the Joes that have been firing upon its master. So let's see if I can select both of these, or if I'm going to have to move the mini and then move the. Nope, I got both. Look at that. I know what I'm doing. All right. So he is able to get to here with a sprint. Amusingly, as he runs, he leaves behind him a fiery trail. Let's see if this works the way it's supposed to.
Ooh.
Not exactly, but you know what? We'll just stretch it out.
Yeah. Very elongated flame.
Yeah, it's,
That's not disturbing at all.
And it gets right up there next to Sky High, who has just wandered into the room, but is unable to do anything else as it pants for breath. Little pops of smoke coming out. The other one, however, is going to roar forward. Oh no, I've made a mistake. There we go. And is going to hug the one below, and that person will also catch on fire.
Oh, God.
They're sharing the love.
But will not activate until next round. So that takes us over to Levoche.
Did it vomit fire or hug him?
Yes, it's wrapped around him, and the fire just grew and then popped over, and now both of them are on fire. And the second one, who was going definitely screaming, is now also roaring. So if that is your target's
I see.
criteria as to whether it is very unhappy to be on fire or very happy to be on fire, definitely very happy to be on fire now.
Well, I'm gonna move. I have to. So remind me, I have to move as much as I can move towards the guy.
Yes, you are under a compulsion effect to run towards the sound of ice cream, which is emanating from this strange creature, as if, mayhaps, it is luring you back to your childhood, only to slaughter you and set you on fire. Monsters are bad, yo.
This is really terrible.
I am 90% sure that never happened in my childhood.
Why did I show up tonight again?
So I run to there.
Because you like playing G.I. Joe.
That's true.
Night of
So
all
to
nights.
remind you, Joe, you can break up your actions as much as you want if you want to.
Sure. So when I get to here, I will take a shot at this person here.
Okay, sounds
And
like a
I'll
plan.
spend a story point
Whoop, whoop.
to do this as specialized.
Roll those dice, Joe.
Well, that will not be a critical hit, but it's definitely a hit.
Cool. I do 1 damage
Okay.
to this fire person. And then I will continue moving to here.
All right.
Now, are you being lured by the fire person or that blob? Is that blob still
blob.
alive?
This guy.
Yes. So that is a red smoke that is currently
Oh,
coming out of that creature that's providing concealment. So
interesting.
it's 2 downshifts to attack it because it is currently obscured.
Interesting.
Ron,
Yes.
you should roll initiative because you might act before the smoke monster this turn.
All right. We currently. Let me just roll. Sorry. Our cool. I get a 3 initiative.
Okay. Well, the good news is you will go this round, but not before the smoke monster.
All right.
So we put you there, which looks like it's correct. Everybody is rolling high other than my monster and Sky High. So
Somebody doesn't have any points in this.
Yeah. Well, combat in the skies is more of a long-term thing, so.
Really? Got it. So it's
Mhm.
not like dogfights or anything, right?
Well, you start dogfighting, with radar. You roll initiative when you're like a couple miles away. So.
Got it.
Oh wait,
got
no.
Mm.
Initiative is one of the few things I do have few skill points in speed. Yes.
Well done. So you can go quickly and then.
Be terrible at hitting things. Yes.
Okay.
all right. Well, one of the things that this creature has to do first is to get rid of its smokescreen effect to attack. So that goes away for the moment.
Mm.
Oh God! Put it back up. Put it back up.
It do look kind of disturbing.
I mean, I hope it looks super disturbing. It's a monster
It's wearing a onesie swimsuit.
from Power Rangers. Come on.
Wait,
Go ahead.
way to ruin it. I had no idea who that was.
I mean, I didn't say which one from Power Rangers. Let me be clear. So it's its turn. I get to make 2 tentacule attacks against things that are within my reach, which is a whole lot of folks. I believe you are still hidden from the blockchain. I don't remember what your role was. Do you?
Luckily, roll 20 remembers.
Applied
That's right.
that
All we gotta do is
19.
scroll up.
Hmm.
Scroll up and believe in ourselves.
It does look like blockchain has several 19s, potentially an 18.
I also say there's a 25 up here too. I'm not sure what's that all about, but that's a big number. If you don't recall, you can go ahead and roll an infiltration test against my alertness, and we'll see if I can target you.
Mhm.
That'd be you, Andrew.
What?
Yeah. Do you remember what your infiltration test was last session?
I think it was high. It was real high.
Yes. Do you have
Thank
a
you, K2SO.
Unbelievably high.
Unbelievably high. Let me see.
Unspeakably high, some might say.
here? I'll roll my alertness test, and if I also get high, we'll have to make some decisions.
I think it's this. Did I attack it? I'll say it's this 19 that I have up here because
All
it's
right.
probably. I don't really know.
Let's
say
see
it's
if it beat a
19.
19. I do not, so I have no idea that you're there. I do, however, see rescue. So, good friend rescue.
Hi.
Hi. How
Hi.
do you feel about flaming tentacles in your direction?
Well, conveniently, I am wearing my shirt that says, please attack me instead of innocent bystanders on it, so...
Well done. Well done. All right, so my first swing is a 21, which I'm guessing is going to
It's
connect.
all of my defenses.
Does it hit any of your defenses added together is the question. Hopefully
Not quite. Not
All right.
quite.
So I did not get a critical effect, which is good for you. However, you will take 1 point of fire damage.
I've taken that 1 point of fire damage.
Right. And then I will reach out with my other tentacle and create another minion. And this time it will be this gentleman down here.
Hmm.
So those are my 2 attacks.
So how far do those tentacles seem to be able to reach? Because that seems like a pretty far reach right there.
Yeah, doesn't it? They seem to reach about 15 feet.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
And
that
now that you have seen that occur, I think I have a way of showing it to you. Let's find out how well I know Roll20 today.
okay.
Did
I
one of the
can't
monsters unflame himself?
Apparently, yes. I tried to copy and then move it, but instead I just moved it. So there we go.
I was hopeful there was some sort of limit to the alien's power.
Well,
That is a
Only
really large
2 people
radius.
can be on fire at a time.
only 2 people can be on fire. Yes, no. There we go. And now my reach is showing up now that you're aware of how far it is. So with that, we go to Sky High.
So even in these last few minutes, it appears to me that these flaming creatures are completely hostile.
Yes.
So I will.
Did you have to make an alertness check to discern
You
that?
have. So you were not here last week when you found a different group of survivors that had been both tricked by its shenanigans to lure people in, and also badly burned. There was also something about the music making people dance, and you do notice as Lavoche ran forward, was kind of doing a little bit of a jig.
Hmm.
Like you do.
So I'm approached by
Looked
a
more
fire
like
creature,
samba to me.
but
Well, you know,
I can just walk away, right?
you can just walk away.
Well, there's no attacks of opportunity, generally
There are
speaking.
no attacks of opportunity, and I straight up sprinted. I did not have a contingency action ready to attack somebody. So,
All right, so I will give myself some space because there is a penalty for shooting if you're in melee,
yep.
if I remember correctly, and I will shoot the guy in front of me with my pistol,
All right.
and I'll feel a little bad about it, and I will just do a regular shot.
You got this.
I hope so.
Not one of those fancy shots.
Maybe.
A little under what you were looking for.
Oh well, that's not great. And I totally could have aimed. My bad. I could have braced myself. I could have gotten like so many bonuses. God. All right, that's Sky High's fault though, and I'll stay where I am, trying to run some interference for Twist,
Okay.
and I'm done.
All right. That takes us to the
So-
south. What's up?
Twist had to get up and boogie because of a mind control effect.
Yes. Twist is
So-
also doing what manner of dance is appropriate for Twist.
I'll get back to you on that. Some kind of Romanian folk dance. The malfunction being with that, of course, Ron, is that I am carrying my rifle over my shoulder at this point. So the business end is not pointed at anything in particular. I have a pistol and 3 bullets.
Wait, why do you only have
Notably,
3
for
bullets?
You'll have to talk to your commander about that.
Well, Lavoche is generally wise. I mean, I might have voted for you to have 1 bullet, if you know what I'm talking about. So
Wow.
I wouldn't complain too much, Twist.
Sky High is hardcore.
Right?
I mean,
hardcore.
although to be fair, I'd be most happy if Twist was currently having our 6 with a giant gun. But anyway, I'm done.
I was
still-
there till the mind control effect took
I'll
place.
still run interference to some degree. I mean, I'm at least aware of my actions, so I can probably defend myself better than my mind-controlled friends.
All right. As we come to rescue, you are no longer dancing.
Oh, good. Because I was going to ask you what I do once I get to him.
I mean, what you do once you get to him is, your problem. But
Okay. Well,
Dance
okay,
into the fire.
So I see that he is setting these innocent people on fire. They seem to be caught up in the moment with this dance. Is there a way for me to push them out of his reach or otherwise evacuate them?
yeah, sure. You can push them out of the way. You can yell at them to get out of there, and try to command them either with a persuasion or intimidate test. You could command search to drag them away.
I really need a command search to attack because no, I've commanded search to attack. So she's going to continue trying to take this thing down.
Maybe if you medically put wax in their ears, they wouldn't be affected by the song anymore.
That's true.
Or just failed to Q-tip their ears.
But like, for
Oh,
instance,
who's hardcore now?
if I
Paige has the
bust
best
their
word.
eardrums, they will stop being able to hear the dance and also anything. But like, for instance,
Eardrums heal.
Yeah, eardrums heal back pretty good, and you can still kind of hear with a bust eardrum.
This fire
well, then
state,
that's
I don't
not going to
know.
be effective enough. Okay, so but like, for instance, I can't help but notice that this young woman behind me, who is interestingly free of flame, is right at the tip of the enemy's reach. I
Yes.
would like to move her outside of that range if I
Sure.
could,
You can
forcibly so,
You just
because
wanna.
I don't have a lot in the social skills for people.
Mhm.
Sure. You just want to shove her.
I would like to do that thing.
All right. Well, give unto me. I mean,
Get
the
out of
DC on this is
way.
really low. She's
mean,
not really paying attention or trying to stop you.
I
But
do have some brawn. I could give you a D2 of brawn. Or would it be athletics? Which one
it
is
could be
the
brawn, it
shoving?
could be athletics, it could be might. Like I'm open for any of these for this certain application of moving someone out of the way who's not really resisting, but on the other hand, there's a 1 on the die, and weird things could happen in combat.
I mean, I do wait for the moment where she's only got 1 foot on the floor during her dance.
Well, in that case, you get edged, buddy. Good job.
Well, I've given you a 14 to hit this DC.
Okay, that is certainly more than I had in my brain. So you shove her back a couple squares, and she falls over, but is no longer dancing and is no longer in threat range.
All right. And then for
You wanna
her
flip
actions,
her over so we know she's knocked down.
I was looking for the icon that looked knocked down, but I will flip them upside down so that she has summoning sickness.
Yep, summoning sickness is far easier than finding the right icon.
Search
wanna
is
get
going to
good at
continue
icons.
to try to bite the swim pants off of this thing.
I can
As
just
one does.
imagine it's going to end up like that advertisement
Copper
for
tone.
Copper, yeah, where it's
Yeah,
the
the dog biting at
pulling
the
one piece
yeah.
off of
The
the.
bikini.
It's exactly what this is.
You want to see more of what that monster looks like, don't you?
Do
A
not.
well-trained dog.
Do not.
But yes, please attack me.
Okay, so I'm looking at Ron. I'm
Yes.
getting ready to use a class skill.
No.
Class
So
skill
she
or
does
class
have
feature?
feature. She does
Okay.
have
Or a
the
roll perk.
all-out attack perk, which allows me to voluntarily downshift. For each downshift you take, deals an additional damage. Have we been in combat long enough to determine how easy this thing is to hit?
I think so 2 shots have landed. One from your friend of mine, Blockchain, and the other was an auto hit from Twist.
Yep.
And
It's probably not. All right, so I will not all-out attack
Yeah,
yet.
blockchain rolled something ridiculously high.
Yes, that was the 24, I think.
Yeah, so we know what 24 hits.
I mean, all
Okay.
you have to do is put it into joystick controls, and it's easy, right?
Exactly.
Well,
I
she
mean,
got
analog,
a
analog controller all the way.
She got a 13 to bite this thing's toughness.
All right. Well, she bites forward and does not get through the thick layer of skin that this creature has, unfortunately.
Skin and also swimsuit.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's asbestos swimsuit, so there's problems there too. But meh.
Ooh.
Anything else for search?
Nope, that's it. She's
All right.
she's focusing on her previous command.
This takes us to Blockchain, who is both hiding and no longer dancing.
I mean, Blockchain's actually really good at dancing, so it's kind of unfortunate.
It is.
I mean,
he was really.
He certainly thinks that for sure.
You are not
Listen.
Yeah.
mechanically required to continue dancing at this point. Is all I'm going to say. You can
I-
dance as much as you want to.
What
but you
he's
can leave
not-
your friends behind.
What he's not
Except the-
telling you is that he dances like Baron Zemo.
All the ladies at the nightclub that he goes to frequently tell him how great he is at dancing.
That's just a bingo hall, though, right? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Damn.
it's definitely a
Cold.
nightclub because
So cold.
he inevitably ends up scaring the ladies away when he starts talking about the data mining and stuff like that.
I mean, but it's something they should know about.
It is something they should know about. You're not wrong.
I'm just gonna put all of my social skills into performance dance from now on. This is just,
I thought that's how you were hiding in plain sight, by just dancing along with
exactly
everybody.
just constant merengue and just
Mhm.
yeah, just the hypnotic hypnotic
The hypnotic hips.
yes hypnotic hips. Which
Some
do not
say they
lie.
don't lie. Yep.
They don't.
Nope.
So while hidden, blockchain is gonna get out of this sort of more direct face-to-face position with the bad guy here. And so I believe being hidden gives me edge, right? Is that correct?
It does give you edge against someone that is unaware of where you are.
Okay. So I have an
Unless
edge.
Ron wants to correct me. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
I know there's a benefit for being hidden. I think you're right. I think it's edge. That's pretty classic.
But I think I just shot the dude too, right? So
No, you had to reload. You had to reload and you had to move last round, as
Okay.
I recall. And then
Yeah.
use your.
Oh,
one of
that's
your
right. That was the
actions to
forced
hide.
move. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So
So you're reloaded and good to go.
so blockchain looks down and goes like, "Oh, I've got a full mag here. This is my moment."
I mean, more like you look at your display and it's just like ammo full.
Exactly.
'Cause-
I'm glad I spent the extra money for the basically strap a smartphone to the top of the submachine gun. I also have an Xbox controller attached to.
Yeah, there you go.
It's more electronics than gun. All right. So
Eventually,
will-
it'll just be on like a shoulder mount over your head, so you can just
Yes.
walk around with the Xbox controller in your little paws.
It's a great look, and they say surprise is the most, is what wins the battle. So, okay, so I will move I will pew pew quite a bit with a burst here, so that will give me one downshift. But if I hit, I will do all the damages
Okay.
plus the. Oh my god! Let me make sure I'm actually doing that correctly. Yes. Okay. So pew pew. Ah, it's a 19.
Go get them.
That will connect.
Excellent. That's 3 points of submachine gun damage. Oh, yeah.
Easy for you to say.
Isn't that the noise that cats make when they see like a squirrel outside?
The chittering, yes.
That's
So your bullets fly true, and a whole bunch of this this orange, like safety color,
Oh god.
goo sprays out of the creature's body all over the floor, and it lets out it opens its mouth out and like it's screaming, but it's only after about 5 seconds, which is kind of weird. The scream all comes from the right behind your ears where the whispers came from and the music came
Yeah.
from before. And that is certainly disconcerting, but there is no mechanical effect to it other than it's creepy.
This will impel blockchain to be like, I'm gonna hide now because that was really freaky. So as a free action, he's gonna hide, which is there we go. Roll that. Sweet. Okay, and that's also a 19, oddly enough. I don't control probability.
I want to take a moment to review
Yeah.
our rolls for this evening.
Go on.
19, 19,
Yeah.
19, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19. I'm just saying.
It's a little bit of that, yeah.
Seems suspicious.
A bit.
Yes.
Yeah, do you remember our rolls 2 sessions ago though?
I
Where it was
do.
3, 3, 3,
It's
3, 3,
hot
3, 3,
garbage
3.
all up.
I
There was a
do.
5 in there somewhere.
I
Balance,
blame
man.
whoever reprogrammed Roll20.
I praise them for doing a great job with all the 19s.
Nope,
It is very perfect.
Let's see, is there a way to put 19 on here? No, there's not. There we go. There's one. Hey! Opa!
Oh, what?
I did
What
it.
just happened?
What are you rolling? Wait.
What is he rolling?
This is not.
What? It's a 19, y'all. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Don't don't
Roll
hover
19 equals 19.
19. You did it.
You're right. Ron, you did it.
I don't want to glorify this behavior with story points, so I'm not going to.
Excellent choice. All right, Andrew, you were not dancing.
Yes, instead, that takes us to Steve, who is also no longer
Alright.
dancing.
So please tell me the rules again of this mind control.
You are currently unaffected by it, so
It's worth a try. It's worth a try, Joe.
Good job, Joe.
That's a thinking man's 19.
Yeah.
25.
I'm actually surprised it doesn't execute basic.
I
think
didn't tell
you-
it to do it in the right way.
Just like Excel, you'd have to plurality a plus or an equal in front of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's probably
All
yeah,
right.
some escape symbol.
we're measuring things.
I have 3 free actions. Can I shoot him from here?
Him who?
The bad guy.
I
That's a
have,
weird line.
from where you are there.
Yeah, at the end of that move.
Your farthest corner to. Now I want to be it from here.
Yay.
Yes, I have cover, which is 2 downshifts.
That's fine. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
That literally does not matter to our sniper.
No, I can't snipe this round though, because it takes a standard action to set up my gun.
It's true.
I have 3 free actions.
Can one of those be picking up a 5 foot square worth of things?
No. I mean, according to the rules, yes, but that's officially bullshit. I dropped a bunch of stuff today. It took me way more than 5 seconds to get it. Do I still
Well, you're
have
also
to
not a highly trained operative.
It's true. Do I still have...
Or a teenager with attitude.
True. Do I still have... do I still have 2 downshifts of cover from here?
Yes.
Plus,
That's
it'll be long range for your pistol.
Yep. In that
Hey.
case, I'm just going to move to here.
Okay.
Taking 3 35-foot move, 3 free movements to get to 50 feet, and then I'll take a free action hide at the end of it.
Paige, you're not thinking like a gunner who can reload by dropping the clip out onto their toe, kicking it at the enemy, then flipping another one into their gun. Come on now.
That's her
I've shot
11th level talent, Mike. Come
Gotcha.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Your 11th level talent is just Bollywood.
on. Correct. It's a great talent.
So I heard a move, I heard 3 frees. I didn't hear a standard action.
I got nothing for my standard action.
Oh,
I
you're just
can't-
not going to shoot.
So it's at a ridiculous range for my pistol, and I'm already at 2 downshifts.
It's true.
3
Well, I
bullets, Ron.
applaud you for focusing on the bad guy. If the bad guy is completely out of reach, Lavoche and I have a small problem. That maybe as you walk by, you can casually blow the head off of.
Sure. I will take a standard action.
If it's not too much of a
No,
problem.
she'd rather not.
no,
I'll
it's
take
too much.
Bullets,
I'll-
Ron.
Too much.
That's it. 3.
I will take a standard action from here to try and shoot this guy.
Now it's 2, Ron. Are you happy? Now she's
Okay.
got 2.
Yeah, Ron is happy. Ron, when she goes to 0, Ron will be even more happy.
I know it. All right, so let me figure out how to deal with this gun. So I'm at 2d8. Is there any downshifts for shooting at this guy?
As long as you're not in melee with him.
Okay.
Yeah, you could. But you would have to work to get to be in melee to shoot and then get all the way back down there.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well,
I rolled a 1 on the d20.
Ah,
There you
Well,
Do-
you know
do
what you can do with a story point page?
go. Well,
true.
that sounds like a good.
you could help out your team. And I know
Hot.
you're used to being Cobra where that's not a thing, but
All right, so if I rolled an 11, I've used a story point. That's plus
Does give you an-
5. Gives me
it's +7.
+7, right? Gives me an 18.
That definitely connects.
All right, take a point of damage.
Well, that is enough to blast me back against the crates, and I fall over. Defeated.
I like how we get to see their human face just for a second.
I mean, I have to delete them by layers, so yeah, the fire goes away first, and then you know.
See
Don't-
their horrible, pained expression.
Don't think about
You
it.
murdered them.
No, I murdered them. So technically, 0 G.I. Joe casualties.
Ooh.
It makes you feel better they were smiling when they died.
That's not weird.
They're just so happy to be released from the suffering they've been
Oh,
in.
I see.
You don't have to hear that
We've
ice
all
cream
been
music
there.
anymore.
Smiling when they died, and
True.
a single tear streams down their face.
Mm-hmm.
Like tears in the rain. Time to die.
All right, that takes us to Lavoche, who is no longer adjacent to a big bad.
Yeah,
Or a
it's
small
nice.
Small bad. Small bad.
A strong bad?
Oh,
A sad bad.
consummate.
We're only
feat.
level 2, so
Well, I'm gonna move them to here for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Is the wall of fire still there?
Wall, so it's a trail of fire. It's not necessarily a wall,
Sure.
but it would still hurt if you were. There's
As a free
chance
action,
it would hurt
I'll
you.
retrieve a mushroom. As a free action, I'll cook the. Retrieve a marshmallow. Free action, cook the marshmallow.
Oh.
Sounds great.
And I'll take a shot. I'll actually throw a stun grenade against these two guys down here.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Fancy.
Is somebody chewing a mic over the intercom? What? Turn your mics off, people.
No, the
I haven't
Lavoche
actually
has.
eaten it yet. I've only
Yeah.
I've only cooked it. I've only retrieved it and cooked it. I haven't eaten it.
Ah, okay.
Doesn't have that,
Too many
that free action to
Too
spend
many
yet.
free actions.
Too many free. I only got. I've
How many
only got the
things can
2,
you
man.
Eat as a free action?
Wait,
That's an
don't you need a
important
free
part.
action to pull your grenade?
Yes. But like, let's all be clear: grenade and marshmallow together, guys. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, you just have the correct
course.
type of holster.
Right? They're both
Delicious.
right there. I just get them both out.
So delicious.
Let's see here. I will roll some dice at them. A 17.
15. Oh, well, that hits my defenses all day long.
Okay, they both get a stun damage.
What?
Right.
Hmm.
So it's a blast of 10 feet, Ben. You can decide whether that also affected the big bad.
I mean, you can certainly have angled it that way where it landed here and hit.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, sounds good. And I am stunned, so I'm not going to be moving on my turn. It's fine. I have plenty of people to hug with my tentacles.
Just rub it in the fact that I can't save everyone, Ben. It's fine.
I mean, someone has to
I saved that girl. She's gonna get out of this.
You did. You did.
It is definitely.
I'd be careful. There's a fire guy right there.
I know. I was just thinking that.
Okay, well, that's me.
You're right.
Well, so theoretically, did that knock those 2 out of commission, or?
It did not. They're there, clutching their heads, clutching their head, and I don't know, making fire noises. Crackle, pop, pop, crackle.
Snap.
Snap.
Sad fire noises.
Yes. sounds like a fire that's slowly dying out, running out of things to burn. And I think I can change. You know what? I'm not going to worry about changing graphics right now as we get towards the end of this. So that takes us to Holy Smoke, who is not quite here, but is still the bad guy. So I have this. I have stun damage, which means I'm not moving, which is fine. I have everyone here so close to hug. I
Yeah,
can't.
eating or drinking a single item is a free action. So if you have a free action left, you can eat that marshmallow.
I don't have a free action left.
Well,
I just
next
want to
turn.
point out the G.I. Joes and Power Rangers and eventually Transformers, which feels kind of weird, are all going to be like speed eating champions.
They're so good at it.
Yes.
Yeah, eating or drinking a single item. It's El Burrito Challenge.
Wow. Well, we are professionals.
I'm
Right,
glad we're really
full-on
building up our
professionals.
skills here.
All right, let's see if I see the one who shot me. I do not. So can't be double 19s, that's for sure. I can reach rescue again though, who is still wearing the attack me, not these poor civilians.
Yep. In all fairness, Search is gnashing at him with claw and tooth. Just saying. Also wearing her certified attack me, not innocent civilians training vest.
Oh my god.
So
And
I
how long-
see part of my problem was that you took out the one that was holding the initiative. I had a
It's true.
what is it? A load-bearing NPC.
Exactly,
initiative, And
exactly.
as soon as that one went, it was just like I have 3 minions who never get to act anymore. So they'll go after me.
Yeah, that's how I would often X them out because of that exact problem, actually.
Well, you know what? I'm learning more about Roll20 every day, and well, every week.
Yep.
Every week, it's gonna go there. All right, so sure, I will send one at rescue and another one at search. We'll see how that works out for me.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? All right, so my first one at rescue is also wow.
I mean, just ow.
So you may enjoy a second point of fire damage, and then on search, I will miss with a nat 1. No,
Man,
with
you're
a 4, but a 1 on my attack roll.
You got those backwards. You gotta switch those up.
You know what the thing is? The average of 15 and 21
Yeah.
is 18.5, which rounds to
19.
19.
This is all starting to make sense.
Mathematically.
I feel like
Pointing that out.
I feel like we're turning into that Jim Carrey movie where everything turns to 19 for us instead of 23, I think it was in his movie.
Yeah, something.
Yes.
All right. Some of bad dudes are going to. Well, they're not going to move, so I'm not sure what those two dudes are going to do. I think you have rendered them ineffectual this round, so it didn't really particularly matter that they had initiative or not. But I do have one to the south that might be able to do something fun. I will. There's one that's getting away. Chase.
Tried so hard.
Got so far.
In
But
the
in the
end,
end, nothing really mattered.
Let's see. Well,
it
so
doesn't
let's.
even matter.
Yes,
Monsters.
no, totally connects.
Ooh. Ooh.
How much damage does it do?
It doesn't do damage. It just turns them into another monster.
Yes,
With that-
but I will like to point out that the monster plus the person on fire plus rescue are all right there, which are 3 of them. You rolled a 22 to hit, minus 3, 19.
Sky High, please take me away from this.
All right. I just wish I could move 19 squares towards the enemy.
Ooh, please do. Did Joe
You
just
know,
post a
you know how
link
you
in
could.
I did.
the in-game
Squares.
chat instead of into our
Sounds like so much work.
I've
You can
done.
move
That
19
work has been
squares
done.
if you have a forklift.
Enjoy that, viewers.
Like how Ron's not taking the bait, but I'm going to keep throwing it out there.
We're all getting the path of the beam, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna get a little closer and shoot my pistol at one of the flamers there.
Okay.
I'm not going to brace myself because then they'd probably run up and grab me even more easily than they already can.
But you should definitely aim.
Oh, I will yes, I will definitely aim. And yep, so it's a regular shot with one aim.
Oh,
21.
yeah.
Bam. Oh crap. No, sorry.
What?
I knew I was supposed to roll 2 dice. All right, I hit it anyway. I have disadvantage because it's 25 feet. Short range
Got
for a
it.
pistol.
Well, you still connect with a 20.
My long arm is out of commission currently. Out of ammo. So does that drop one maybe? 2 points?
Yes, it totally does. Which one would you like to drop?
I will drop the one further away from the fire creature.
All right. I am just going to put an X over this in the event that I have once again created a situation that Joe has now taught me how to do better. So thank you, Joe.
Here to help.
All right. So that will take us to the top of the round with the rescue.
All right. Well, clearly, trying to save these people has not worked out very well. I'm going to get out my modified fire axe.
You're gonna ask them a
Is this
question?
the thing that you have?
How is it modified?
It
Got
is
spinners?
No, it is. Oh god, it's super teeny tiny. It is
Ooh,
a
rockets all the
modified
way.
with a balance grip and a sonic rumbler.
All I
Mm.
can think of is how
Rumbler.
funny it would be if Coda got a rocket hammer before Ron.
Rocket
Your definition
axe.
of
Funny.
Thank you.
your definition of funny and my definition of funny are pretty different.
I mean, this is true.
It's
Tragic.
A rocket axe. Thank you.
All right.
All right,
So where
well-
is this act going?
So I'm going to so Ben.
Yeah, what's up?
My bleeding heart needs to be assuaged here. Are there any indications of like pain or horror on these victims' faces?
No, they are just full of rage and anger and fire.
Well, now they're going to be full of axe to the face.
Oof.
As I bring the axe down onto this man who has reached out and touched someone who then spontaneously combusts. So I'm going to be using a athletics check thanks to my balance grip
Oh, nice.
for 9,
Not
which is 10 away from 19.
But he's wielding the axe with both hands, so he's got 10 fingers in there.
And that's it. That's it for me.
so. Search. Tell us about Search.
I do not want to be continuing to stand next to these people because
Oh,
they is going to light me up. I can
I
convert
suppose
freeze into
maybe you should
movement.
move.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start backing away to blockchain, and mentioning that we may perhaps want to make a tactical withdrawal if this fire continues to spread from person to person like this.
That's probably wise. I mean, but well, I guess we're next to some of the few remaining unburnt people at this point.
I mean, yeah.
But they're still totally enthralled, right?
So the yes, they are enthralled. Only a few of them are on fire, but the other ones do have smoke rising from their feet.
Like, please
From their what?
ignore
Their ears?
Their feet.
Oh, from their feet. Right.
Please ignore the fact that I am kind of grabbing Blockchain's shoulders and positioning him conveniently in front of me.
I mean, they don't see me, so
The
it's
funny thing
cool.
is, you're just holding up this big piece of camouflage that the,
Yeah.
the creature seemingly can't like make.
Sounds
any type
great. I will hide
Yeah.
behind that. And then Search is also going to bite in because she is fulfilling her previous commands.
All right, sounds good.
And she is going to attack the big bad with a 16 versus its toughness.
So she comes in for a bite, and the creature's 2 back tentacles twist and knock her away before she can connect with her teepees. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Right. That takes us to Blockchain.
Blockchain, while reloading, is looking at these people smoking feet and trying to think, like, they're psychologically kind of not there, right?
Right.
And physically something is happening to them. Can he think of anything he can do to save these people? Like, just, he's standing right next to 2 of them at this point. Like,
Sure. So one of the things you notice is when Rescue shoved the civilian out of range and she fell over, she stopped smoking. She stopped dancing and smoking.
Until the other guy set her on fire.
Until the other guy set her on fire, yes.
Okay. Taking that into account, then, in that case, Blockchain is also going to be like, for the person who's right next to him at the edge, going to push them out of what he thinks is the range.
All right.
As a free action? I don't know. As a what? I guess it's a simple.
Yeah, so that was an action when Rescue did it. So it would be the same for you.
Okay. In that case, instead of, because reloading is a full is reloading a full action?
No, it's your move.
It's your move. Okay. All right. So yeah, Blockchain's going to use his action to save the person directly to his left.
Okay.
In theory.
In theory, give unto me some manner of I move someone physically test. So athletics, might, brawl, or brawn rather, are all.
I'm athletic.
I believe it. Also, I'm not sure where this voice is coming from because I keep hearing this Pony Express rider where Blockchain.
That's true. Actually, I use this voice unusually often at work as well.
I believe that.
Oh, I'm really terrible at pushing, apparently.
You are really terrible, but the number I had in mind is 5, so you managed to push this gentleman out of range.
Yay!
So, anything else, Blockchain?
I mean, if I could have pushed the other person at the same time, I would have, but I don't think I can.
I don't think you can.
All right.
You could have spent an action tying them together and then another action pushing them both together.
I feel
a
like
third action getting out your rope.
Right. That's a poor use of my action
pulling the
economy.
rope out, but
okay. See, look, there are bargains to be had.
All right. So anything else?
Well, no, La Voce is all the way down there, so yeah. All right, no, that's it. Reloading, trying to be sneaky and pushing people out of the way. Not necessarily in that order. But,
Twist, do you not have a shot from there?
What, me?
Just doing a bunch of measuring.
Take us to Paige/Twist.
I mean, I can get a shot with a couple of shifts of cover, but
yeah, I mean, I clearly Twist is also shooting directly through that floating Mount Gox baseball cap as well.
Like you do.
Yeah.
All right. So range on a pistol's 30, right?
2580.
2580. Correct. All right. All right. I will move to here. Oops.
So many measurements happening.
I will.
It's true.
I mean, of all of us that has a tactical mindset on the battlefield, it would be Twist.
Yep. I'm within 25 feet here. I will aim. which takes me from, I gotta look at the thing, from 2d8 to 3d6. I mean, okay. I will use bullet el numero dos.
Bam.
Oh, that'll connect.
Alrighty. You may have a point of sharp damage.
All right. I don't think the bottom one has been wounded yet. So we'll take the point of sharp damage, but we'll still be in it to win it.
All right. So that was 35 feet of
Are you ready to see your adoring fans?
Oh. Oh.
Then it will take a free action to move here.
Yep.
And a free action to move here.
All right.
And that's what I got.
All right. Are you hiding
Yes,
as well?
it'll take a free action to hide as well.
Okay. Then give me that infiltration skill test. And should we finish out the round or take our break now since it's 9 o'clock?
I'm cool either way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well then, Lavoche, what's up?
I move forward to here.
Infiltration test?
Yes.
19.
Well done.
Okay. Well done. Well done.
I take a shot at that flaming person in front of me.
Okay. That connects.
Hmm.
And they fall down, burnt to a crisp, and they're fire out.
17 and shooting at two figures next to each other. You know what that is?
19.
19.
Very good. Very good.
I was going to do it to beat you.
Hey, did anybody notice what Twist's second hit was?
True.
Yeah, no, I pointed it
19.
out.
Or,
I pointed it out.
yeah, good.
19 plus 0 equals
Nin-
19.
19 is actually her infiltration test.
That's
Her
true.
attack roll was a 15.
I was trying to say, but you only had 4 bullets left, so that's 19. But then you don't have 4
I
bullets.
don't.
No,
I have
but
no
she
bullet.
was attacking a victim who was on fire, and fire's got 4 letters in the name.
Yep,
in the
nice.
word.
There you
15
go.
plus 4, 19.
19.
There you go.
I am so glad that we have found a new bit.
It's not
Doesn't
often our group comes up with a new bit.
I
Like
just
Exactly.
We rarely do it more than twice an episode.
yeah.
And if viewers look at the new title of the stream, it does have the number 19 in it. So
The new title of this. Wait a minute. What? There's what?
what? I don't know what you're talking about. Ben, who's next?
Carry on.
Oh, I like how you numbered it 19 so that when we put this up, both we on the edit side and our viewers are going to be super confused. Be like, they've only had 5 episodes. Why
Yeah,
is it
but
suddenly
then
up to
we're
19?
gonna look at that number and we're gonna be like, oh,
19.
right.
We'll have to remember to put something funny about it in the show notes, but not call it episode number 19. All right. So that does take me to my monster. I see that people are moving away from me, and my minions are going away. I'm very verklempt about this. So I think I will instead. I can move. I can move.
I can fly.
Yes. I will make the perhaps critical error of moving over here, and then I will send a bolt of fire towards Lavoche.
I don't love that.
Is on fire.
This
Um,
attack is fire.
I'm gonna spend a story point to increase my defense by 5.
right.
Ooh.
Well
do it.
played. Second of all, let's see if I can still connect. Does a 24 hit?
Yeah. All day, twice on Sundays, man.
Nice.
We need more
you,
mech suits on this team.
We do.
You, my friend. Wait a minute.
So you rolled a 24, but
Go on, Paige.
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
God,
And
no.
I added 5 to my defense, so
there you go.
19.
Yes, but do you know what? Do you know what Ben rolled on the D6? A 5. Do you know what that means? He rolled on the D20.
19.
Mhm.
Just more there, the more you look for it.
You know how many points of damage Lavoche takes? 19.
Oh God!
That would be horrible.
That would kill the entire party, I think.
I
think
Except maybe
so.
Except maybe for Surge.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's got 19
True.
health, though.
I believe
Right,
it.
like you do.
Wait, what?
She's the best of us, Ben.
This is 100% true. It is a cone attack, but I don't think I get anyone else in the cone because they're dead. All right, so I'm just going to stop trying to measure that. So you do take 1 fire damage.
Oof.
And then with my yeah, that's all I got because I'm not within. You know what? I can move closer and be within melee range.
Get a little bit closer.
I'll do that thing.
You're my kind of man.
All right. Then I'll go within range, and my second attack will be with a tentacule. And let's see how this goes. Would you like to spend another story point before I roll the dice? This time against your toughness.
Yeah, well, I'll just take it at this point.
All right, sounds good. Let's see if you take it. Yes.
See,
Yes,
what
you
a
do.
waste of a story point.
Good instincts.
I will point out that Ben has rolled 19 twice in a row now.
Honesty 20, 2 19s.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Is what it is. Yeah, and that's me. So that takes me to my fire minions. Your hide was a 19 as well.
Yep.
My
But how is he hiding? Oh, I thought you were talking.
No, I'm talking about Paige because I'm going to
Yeah.
have this creature is going to run down here and look around and not see Paige, and then it's gonna.
Well, I think.
I mean, there's nothing blocking line of sight though.
Yeah.
At that point, Snugs.
Oh, threw its face at you.
You know what snipers don't like?
Snugs.
Snug.
No, I will not snug you.
Ben, now
up?
you start rolling 3s? What the heck?
I mean, I've been rolling so many 19s that my dice were like, whoa.
Yeah, even I can't make a 19 out of that. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably could, but I'd really have to work.
I mean, you just have to multiply it, but never mind.
19
Then,
is a prime number.
Multiply it by 10 and then subtract 15.
and then that's a good point. There's nothing for blockchain to be hiding behind for this guy. So
There are 16 tokens on the battlefield.
I was gonna say, I was gonna go one worse and say, Paige, you rolled a 15 to hit, which is only 1 away from adding its 3 to be a 19. So 15 plus 3 plus 1
is 19.
However, I will, unless your toughness happens to be 10 blockchain.
Not today.
All right. Well, there's flailing at you that misses, and that takes us to Sky High, who will be the last person this round.
We've all lost our minds.
All right. Is that thing of fire something that can be nimbly jumped over?
Yeah.
Or is that like a wall?
No, it's a trail on the floor. So you could jump over it if you want to.
Like some
Is it
sort
there
of
for
badass jumping
thematic?
through fire.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, of course, as we cut to you jumping over it, it's been like, this tall everywhere else, but suddenly it's this tall and you leap over it heroically.
All right. I am now no longer within long range, so I will aim and I will shoot.
All right. That'll do
And
it.
I will get 2 plus 19 for 1 sharp damage.
So,
There are only 2 heroes in that area engaged with the bad guys. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I jumped 2 feet off the ground to clear the fire.
Ah, yes. There you go.
Perfect. And with that, you raise your pistol and deliver a satisfying shot to the creature's face. To the creature's neck instead, and it'll be like, "No, is it supposed to be so easy without rangers?" As it collapses, and then suddenly explodes.
Whoa!
Not with enough damage, but there's firework effects that come out of it. It's like
It's
a
mostly
party.
concussive.
You get the strange feeling that it should be you should be looking away as it explodes behind you, but you're not sure where this is coming from. But that has ended the creature's reign of terror. And in addition to that, the individuals that were on fire that are still alive collapse and burnt, but still alive.
Oh, good. So the ones that we killed in cold blood, we could have easily saved just by focusing fire.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you what the horrors of war are.
Yeah,
Man.
they've suffered body length third-degree burns. Like
They're gonna die. It's just a matter of when.
Oh, that's even worse. That's not what Ben said. Don't put words in his mouth.
You know,
When did we shift to grimdark?
not necessarily, and B, let's talk about something else on our break, and we'll see you in 5 minutes.
All right, see you soon. And we're live.
And that's why we're ordering a Squid Games outfit. Y'all,
Sounds like a
great
plan.
discussion. Great
That
discussion.
that sounds like something that we can talk about after the show during the porch lag. Back to now,
Ooh.
where you have just defeated a one-piece swimsuit wearing tentacled fire monstrosity with Sky High's final shot. And as we mentioned shortly before we went on break, the people that were on fire, the fire goes out, and the people who were doing their cha-cha / electric slide / tango / Macarena have collapsed and are no longer smoking because their feet were smoking from the spirit of the dance. So that is the good news, and also this fire trail goes away.
Oh,
But
sweet.
conveniently, Sky High already did a heroic leap over it, so it's they're just like, well, we got to use it for shot, so we can just move this on out of here.
Yep.
So, I mean, blockchain's gonna try and help the people who are no longer on fire.
As a resident physician,
Oh.
I'm gonna jump to action to heal up some wounds.
Wait a minute.
Starting,
You're a doctor?
no, but I am,
Wait,
as
so
far as this team is concerned,
Medic, you're a medic.
a medic.
Yes.
okay. I
You
just
stayed at
like
Holiday Inn Express last night.
Did
Like,
stay at Holiday
Oh.
Express.
I just didn't know if he was practicing medicine without a license.
And I'm gonna start with myself because ow,
Yourself, yeah.
Like a true medic generally
Physician,
does.
heal thyself.
I did drop down to
You
a
have-
single health.
You have to put on your own face mask before assisting other passengers.
Mm-hmm.
hey, there we go. I even got rid of my aura.
And I do believe I've got a kit that gives me specialization in first aid.
It does. Someone could also probably help you if that's something that you desired to get additional benefits with.
It sounded like blockchain was jumping in.
Well, blockchain was healing the NPCs.
Yeah, you know, like these civilians here who are hardly burned.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I go examine the corpse.
Is there a corpse? I
So
will help.
sure, you go take a look over there. There is not a corpse, but there is a strange scorched outline on the ground of like 2 arms out and like 4 tentacles that have where they fell. Like there's scorch marks leading out from it, but there's no body per se.
There's a small
body
lump of
exactly.
clay, is what you're saying.
Yes, but that's concentrated evil. Don't touch it.
I pick up the small lump of clay.
Well, the good news is you guys wanted to fight 2 fights in a row, right? No, there's not. There's some ash, but there's not any particular clay.
I will collect the ash. This is fascinating.
All right, sounds good.
Do we have like body cams or anything similar?
I do not believe so.
Because getting video of this fight would have been probably very useful. Not sure if our commentary on it will really paint the whole picture.
Yeah, Twist takes her time to come over here to this place that's missing a crate and gets up here and then just kind of looks around to make sure you're not missing something or there's another one hiding somewhere.
Sure. Give me an alertness test.
Okay.
Blockchain will look up and be like, should you be crawling on those biohazard crates?
No, they're biohazard crates, but they haven't been sold yet, so there's no actual hazard inside.
Fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see nothing.
Nothing.
The biohazard crate store looks terrifying, but it's actually very safe.
Yeah, see, this was right before Halloween, so these are all just decorations.
Oh, so they all say Spirit Halloween on it. Got it.
I mean, no, because Milmart is not in such dire straits that it's going to be taken over by Spirit Halloween. But, they have all the not. I guess they would probably have like the officially licensed ones that were still super cheap. There's costumes in there, sure.
All right. I've got some healing results for you.
I like healing results.
So I've managed to heal myself for my 2 wound points. I've managed to heal 1 wound from one of the victims, and I've managed to not make the other one worse.
Well
I
done.
mean, that's steps in the right direction, right?
I will start collecting all these people's names and contact information.
Okay.
Since we're not taking them with us, I'm sure people in suits are going to come talk to them later about this.
Well, we are going to take them with us immediately out to the front entryway.
That is
To
true.
the garden center.
Garden Center.
We attempt to make it to the garden center, Ben.
So you start gathering everybody up to do that, and Blockchain, you notice that there is a strange, or rather, your pad, which you have set up to check for more than the average bear or Joe. Notice that there is a strange signal coming from the far side of this room.
Like where that curious vault door is?
No, not from the Curious Vault door. Actually, from this over here on the corner. Over here in the
corner. Oh,
like, losing its religion.
Hey, that where that green box that slightly open is.
Yeah, well, yes, it's situated away from other things.
Hey, blockchain will say, lifting up his data pad. I'm getting some weird return from that corner over there.
I point my gun at it.
Does it surrender immediately?
Twist kind of leans over to rescue and says, "Hey, I'm out of ammo. Do you have some 9mm that I could borrow?"
I'm pretty sure the captain took away your gun for a reason, Twist.
She also gave me this gun for a reason.
I can't help but notice Lavoche has moved around the other side while this conversation's happening.
Is this some sort of hold up? Are you mugging me?
Yes, I am mugging you with my empty gun.
You feel a tap on your shoulder, Twist.
She points her gun at you and clicks the trigger like 16 times.
Oh my god!
That's not healthy.
Like, who taught you firearm safety? And then I remember that you were
disregard.
That's like so far off from trigger discipline, I don't even know.
So
it's almost like she knows what she's doing and knew it was safe.
So I'm going to as you do this, I'm going to stand up, and as I do, pull, because I'm down treating them, so I do this in one swift motion. Pull my boot knife up and just bring it up to you. I don't like to play with dangerous firearms.
It's currently not a firearm. It's actually currently a paperweight. He lets the gun dangle from the trigger guard from her finger.
I look at Lavoche behind you. Captain, I think this one might need to go back to gun safety training.
I take the hanging gun into my possession, and then I reach out for the other gun,
which I hand to you.
I put it in the case.
I will return my boot knife to its boot.
Like, honestly, Jenny, at this point in time, all I have is harsh language.
But you're so good at it.
And it's got quite the range on it.
Only
that's happening.
Romanian, and the number of Romanian speakers around here is very small.
You just gotta lead into it. If you say it with enough verve, everyone will get it.
Blockchain's going to approach that open crate and gesture to Search, who's clearly the other. Gesture to Search and be like, "Back me up here," since everyone else is apparently just not caring about.
I've got your back. I pointed the gun at it.
I was gonna say,
At my back.
No, at the,
No, that's
at the
me.
case.
The case, excellent.
But
I
you're
mean-
saying it's crazy at this point that a monster might jump out of it.
No, I don't think that's crazy at all. I'm just amused by how this whole scene is. unraveled.
Search has got a relatively high alertness and
Yeah.
has what is it?
This is why Search is backing me up.
Acute senses,
Yeah,
hearing,
yeah.
sight, and smell.
Clearly the superior member of this team.
So as the two of you approach, there is a like a clump thump coming inside the box, as if there is definitely something inside of it.
Search will definitely give out a quite alarming bork that just echoes off of this enlarged room here.
Bork, bork, bork.
Bork.
Hum-deeder, hum-deeder, hum. Bork, bork, bork.
I mean, it sounds like Sam just saw a cat. Like, that's what
Oh,
it sounds
no.
like. Isn't that right, girl?
I mean, Blockchain is going to reach out with his fancy data pad thing with like the camera on and use it as like a way to view inside without actually sticking his precious face into the box.
So you have to lift it open just a little bit so you can put the camera inside, right? Like
I couldn't. It looked like it was a jar here, so.
Oh no,
it
sorry,
is
it
not
is a jar. It is a jar. I'm sorry.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, I was wrong. I forgot. And as you shine your light and camera inside, you're treated to another large lens that's looking up at your camera that seems it's changing and tightening in as if trying to focus on this very bright light that is looking up at it.
Hey everybody! I don't know what's going on here, but there's another camera in here.
Another camera.
No, it was Joe's personal camera.
It was Joe all along.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, knock the lid off of this thing.
All right, you knock the lid off this thing, and you see inside the foam packing of this box that clearly used to hold something else. But now instead holds this fellow.
Oh god!
Oh, it's so cute.
I feel like I should probably shoot it, but
Oh, I have got it.
Ron knows this is a trap.
what is it going to do with those cute little screwdrivers?
Probably stab me right in the face.
No, I got this. It's gonna
What?
screw you, Ron.
Oh!
I'd say it was on the nose, but our new friend appears to be lacking such an accoutrement.
This is true.
Well, it looks like you could probably understand it, blockchain. Do some of that. You fax talk at it.
Stop. Did you say fax talk?
Fax talk.
Bom, 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 bom. That's what modems used to sound like for our younger audience.
People are
It used to
monsters.
be a very pleasant sound after being on hold for 2 hours for America Online.
You really want to make somebody mad when they're trying to log on, just pick up the phone.
Yeah.
It's true.
Because
Not
you'd have
your
multiple.
But a phone
multiple-
connected to a wire,
Right.
Yes.
to a wall.
Right.
Your house.
On the same line as the modem.
I feel
And
like
by
we have-
line, we mean that wire that all somehow, instead of splitting a signal, all shared the same signal.
Yep.
Which is not a concept in common use at the current moment.
So this this strange creature
Mhm.
does back up before it bumps into the foam on the far
Hey,
box.
hey, buddy.
It is roughly the size of a like a tall boy soda or beer.
Adorably tiny.
Mhm,
Um, blockchain is gonna analyze the signal it was giving off to try and figure out what that was about.
Throw unto me a technology test.
Technology.
I do like that it's just got a key on one side of it.
So yes,
Key. Oh,
It's like an old school key too.
Yeah.
you are successful, you will gain information. If you are not successful, there's really not much penalty for failures, but it'll decide how much I tell you. How about that?
would you say that this is a professionally relevant interaction that I'm having?
I don't know. How often do you professionally deal with strange automatons of this variety?
Well, it's just tasks related to my career, which happens to be technology centric.
It's a bit of a reach, but since it is a technology test, I'll allow it.
Excellent. I will
So your
squeeze.
career is just technology in general. It's not like specialized on anything.
I actually haven't specialized it into anything yet, so
It's
almost
technology.
literally yes.
It's technology in the way that a fifth grader considers technology careers. Like,
Listen, blockchain used to work at a Best Buy and just happens to know a little bit about everything.
yeah,
Do you think people that work at Best Buy
technology.
learn things?
I'm rolling this dice. M16.
Ooh. Hey, do you know what a 16 is if you flip the 6 upside down?
I can't help but notice, though, that you did
Oh,
roll a 1 on your D8, and you get some story point to re-roll that one if you felt like it.
Ooh, sounds like you should do what the big man says.
I should totally do
Since
that. So
you have this embarrassment of riches as far as story points go right now.
hot. So I can re-roll the D8 and add the 15 to that.
Yep.
I hope you roll a 4.
I roll better.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Take that in the
Excellent.
face.
So, what immediately strikes you is that the transmission does not appear to be on any particular wavelengths that you have seen things that you've monitored before. Rather,
On Earth?
on Earth, indeed.
Hmm.
It is a strange signal that they're dropping like flies. I'm
Yeah,
losing
we've
players
lost
left
the
and right.
run.
Like as soon as we get into a technology
Yeah,
mystery,
yeah.
it's just like
No more.
nope, I'm out.
Yep.
But
I hate
you know what?
technology.
Oh, you made an interesting character choice then.
I'm saying that's what they're saying. I'm not saying that's what I'm saying.
So you can tell that the general direction that it is transmitting toward, because it appears to be stronger in that direction, is to the west northwest.
Huh.
It seems, while small and on a strange wavelength, that it does seem relatively strong.
Okay. I will transmit back at this thing on a similar wavelength, some sort of rudimentary message that I can figure out.
Okay.
Basically, like, hello.
Send
Hello, this is the Fibonacci sequence.
right. I was going to say, or that, or
Sure.
send a naked picture of humans.
Yes, I'll send a naked picture
Just
of myself directly
like
to this,
NASA.
of which I have many to choose from.
The lens on this automaton,
Yeah.
there's filters to go like wide, like why would you send that? And then it shakes its head.
All right. Well, that's an 18 to shakes its head. Or I'll just switch back to hello. Who are you?
The automaton does not Like it tilts its head to the side in a confused manner, but does not seem to actually know how to answer that.
Kiss it lightly on the camera.
Is that how we get Ron back?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is that like an OnlyFans thing?
You know what?
You're not
Blockchain
going to use
just
my little friendly robot for like ASMR, are you? Like,
blockchain at this point is like, okay, maybe he's not really quite that bright, so he's just gonna shut the crate and then like close it up and be like, we should take this with us for more analysis.
More analysis unit. Do you hear that?
Yeah, but it was transmitting northwest from here, pretty powerfully. So maybe that's the direction that some other of its kind are hanging out at.
Then do I know what significant geographical features would be northwest of here?
so to the northwest, there is the closest nearby metropolitan area, which is Angel Grove, but
Mhm.
nothing exciting ever happens in Angel Grove. So
No.
I mean, that's towards the city of Angel Grove.
Huh.
Maybe it was produced by somebody there.
Why are we exactly dealing with this child's toy that is left in this box?
I think it was part of this whole thing. Blockchain gestures at the steaming corpse on the ground.
It's a toy.
No, it's something more than that. Pretty sure. Also, it's transmitting on some frequencies that we don't often see here on Earth.
welcome to
Should
Mars.
we capture it in some sort of like Faraday cage so it can't transmit?
I guess so. Here, quickly. I mean, what's the crate made out of?
The crate is made out of. I would like to remind you that another thing you can spend a story point on is to suddenly have a piece of equipment that you remember that you brought, or to slightly modify an item in a scene. So perhaps
Excellent.
there's a Faraday cage that you could put into the box, lying right over there on a.
Good thing this box is made out of steel.
Oh, good.
As
With a thin lead
blockchain.
lining.
I mean,
The box it was in was made out of steel with a thin lead liner. Wouldn't that prevent it from transmitting in the first place?
Well, the lid was cracked.
Ah,
The lid was indeed cracked, and you can put two and two together that as you approached, you heard it fall back as if perhaps it was poking its head out and transmitting
adorably.
whilst until you sort of noticed it. By sort of noticed it, I mean you noticed its signal.
work.
But we should probably assume, given the giant lens on its face, that someone knows who we are.
I will
Someone
point
knows who
out
you
as
are.
well that you did not pick it up and physically examine it.
I mean, I guess I can pick it up. I'll open it again and grab it.
Yes, you have no trouble grabbing it. Its
It
little legs.
screams in pain.
Its little legs
no.
are trying to get away. It doesn't make any noise other than the little
Oh.
servos of its legs making noises.
I'll put my other hand over the giant lens on the front of it while examining it, just to not transmit more of us to it.
All right.
On the
Examining
bottom
it.
of the machine, it says,
says-
I prepared explosive reads today.
No, as a matter of fact, on the back of the automaton, you in fact see, and I will put this both on the handouts and in chat. That
Please
it says-
return if found.
no, in fact, it says. I forgot that this. I need to do things differently to normal. What about normal? Does normal apply?
Normal
Nope,
view.
can't read that at all. Normal's. You know what? So it says on the back, Emigrant Tech, made in China, designed in Angel Grove, California.
Immigrant tech.
Who is Immigrant Tech?
That is the question, isn't it?
All right. blockchain will
Sorry, go ahead.
we'll shove it back in the box. Shut it. Yeah, I mean, if we had any signal, then we could figure it out.
Right. Well, we'll have signal eventually.
Hmm.
Okay.
I hope so soon. I'm beginning to feel kind of itchy.
All right, so you are able to get the rest of them back to the medical area over in the garden departments, and you're able to go out and rescue another small group without any trouble. And then finally, you're able to get the power back on, which through the backup generators, which is quite helpful to treating people as well as not making everything around you terrifying because everything's dark and there's weird noises in a big box store at night. So with that, you are able to take a rest through the evening, and as you wake up refreshed and surrounded by people that you've saved, you advance to level 4.
What?
So
Woo!
for other
I feel
players
so
in our
refreshed.
audience, that is 2 levels. We're doing a little bit of
Yes.
an aggressive level up scheme here. And so it's funny because I know this was like the part that Ron was like, oh, we're going to level up soon, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, you are. And now he's not here for it.
That's okay.
Uh,
I'm excited in Ron's stead.
Ooh.
I've
Then
got
get
enough
more
excitement
excited,
for
man.
both
You know
of
what?
us.
We could have Munin level up Ron's character. What do you think?
that
She'd
I
be
like
like
it.
pretty
it.
good.
I like it.
Yeah.
Do you know why I'm most excited? Because as a level 3 ranger, I can
Mhm.
now command my pet as a free action instead
whoop.
of a standard action.
Nice.
Ooh, that is a big deal.
That is a
What we get
huge deal.
with
Serious action economy stuff.
At a level 3 for me, if an ally starts adjacent to me, when starts adjacent to me, I get to pick a skill that they have and give it a 1 shift up at the
Nice.
start of their turn. So
Ooh,
Paige
that's
and I will
pretty
just
cool.
be hanging out next to each other forever.
Love it.
Yep, it's sad she'll never get her gun back from you.
Right? No, she'll be there asking me for her gun. Right? Like
And then you'll be able to give her the upshift on the
persuasion.
persuasion to ask
Exactly.
for the gun.
It's a very complicated dance. It's a very complicated dance.
I feel like this is one of those like you can have your gun back when you have learned to be a better person. And it's
Mhm.
like a what is that? It's My Fair Lady, but for Pickle, instead of attracting a man at the end is to get her gun back.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Ooh. At 3rd level, you gain the benefits of sneak attack with any weapon with sniper quality up to the weapon's normal effective range.
Look at that.
Mhm. In addition, when you aim as a free action, you can spend your move action as well to gain an edge on the attack instead of the normal benefits there.
Nice. And don't forget the bonus sneak attack damage that we commandos will now benefit from.
And we get a general perk.
I know, it's so
Yeah, I
exciting.
gotta figure out what my general perk is.
So the other nice thing, which actually I think is going to be subtly super powerful, is I've got the
Mhm.
forge ability as a ranger, which means now when I'm in my oh, is it actually limited to my element of choice? It might just be when I'm in the field. I can use my survival skill to just get kits.
Ooh.
That's
They're
pretty amazing.
one use, and it takes a minute to put them together. But and I have to meet the requirements. I can't put together like a driving kit because I have no skill in driving.
I was actually kind of hoping that you actually would be able to find food on the field and just be constantly snacking with your free actions.
Mm.
I mean that would be a survival eating kit.
All right.
It comes with glasses of water for dunking the hot dogs into.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, taking the dig deep general talent for my hot dog eating
Ooh.
career.
Yeah.
Once per scene, you can ignore 1 damage by taking a snag and all skill test until the end of your turn. But I'm not doing skill tests, I'm just eating hot dogs, so...
So, Pack Mule requires Brawn D2, which I have. Your Brawn is considered 2 points higher for carrying capacity and satisfying equipment requirements, blah, blah, blah. You may carry 3 additional hands of weapons.
Wow.
Nice.
So you
3
get
additional hands.
Yep.
get a second sniper rifle that then Mommy Lavoche isn't going to keep you away from.
So at third level, blockchain is going to get jack of all trades, which is kind of amazing because it means that all of your D2 skills are treated as D4 skills.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. So now I've just incentive just to spread my essence points just everywhere. And then for my general perk, I'm getting people person, which allows me to use deception or persuasion instead of alertness to basically figure out someone's intentions or if they're lying or if they're hiding something.
Yeah, that is also on my potential list of picking up.
Yeah,
as
there
a
aren't
general perk.
really that many social perks, so but I think I'm aiming at that one because I got a pretty decent deception skill. You also
What do you
get
mean?
a
There's
piece
two
of
on that same
information.
page. You could also get Razor
Yeah.
Tongue and deal extra damage when attacking
Mhm.
people's cleverness defense.
That's also worth thinking about as well.
You get social and a smart.
And you do get 2 cleverness for the social joustings.
Good news, everyone.
Yes.
Search is no longer the smartest person on our team.
What?
Who is?
Why did you dumb down search?
What have you done to search? What have you
happened to
done?
search?
You monster!
Oh.
I just come back and something happened to search.
Yeah.
Well, actually, stand by on that statement because now that I think about it, she might also get some boosts now that I've leveled up because I gotta go and look. But my smarts is now also a 17, and I've been doing so much healing. I think it's only proper that I put this point in science.
Your smarts is a
smarts is a
17?
I'm sorry, my
17?
smarts is a 7. My
Oh,
willpower
got
is a
it.
17.
I was very impressed.
I feel like I need to put this into science to continue medkitting.
So, Ron, we discussed this a little bit earlier before the show started. Easy for me to say, but you have defeated the monster. You've led people back. You rescued another set of people and got the power back on. And you were able to rest. And as you wake up, filled with purpose, surrounded by people that you saved, you gain 2 levels. So go to 4 and tell us all about what level 4 looks like for you when you feel like.
Let's see. I get rapid reload, which will help me shoot my grenades faster, since I won't have to reload my grenade launcher. I will now gain ability while piloting a vehicle. It's called Swerve with an exclamation point. You may choose not to set off traps or hit other obstacles such as civilians, mines, or debris. In a chase scene, I gain edge on opposed driving skill tests. So now I'm starting to really come into my own as a driver, although there is, of course, more to come. I will gain a point of speed and a point of smarts. The speed I'll probably put in driving, and the smarts could really be anything. Let's see. So far, I have a little bit of science and a little bit of survival. I might just keep spreading it out. Maybe put it into culture or technology, probably. And I'm not sure what general perk I'm taking. Has anyone decided on a general perk?
I have a question about a general perk, Ben,
Sure, what's up?
which is always a good sign.
Mhm.
I might have an answer.
Well, I mean, it's a philosophical question ultimately.
That's
So split
even
focus.
worse.
Split focus.
All right.
You
split
spend
focus.
time. You get to pick a focus perk from one of your other focuses,
Yep.
right? From the other focuses inside your class. But all the first level classes also give a skill point, which is highly valuable.
So I believe that's exciting because I thought the split focus had the same language as the multi-class perk that said that you can't take the level 1 ability.
Choose one of your role's available focus options that is not your own. You may select one for the focus perk with a level requirement no higher than half your current level.
So while Ben is looking that up, sadly, search will not get an essence bump until I am 6th level.
Ah, bummer.
because that is when I get my next point of social essence. And you can only increase a pet's essence when you increase your animal handling essence.
Ooh,
Or skill, I should say.
Because if I can, I'm totally going to take Battlefield Psyops as my general perk to get another point of persuasion and also standard action to remove a condition for someone at difficulty 15.
It is a little odd.
yeah, I don't think you get the point.
I
Why
mean,
not?
they're
part
all
of the
built
perk.
into the same perk.
It's in the perk.
Why not? Because then you start getting. Then there's no reason to take anything that's not something that can chew a perk point. It just becomes a tax at that point.
The face, Joe. The face.
I mean, I'll take the first level of the artillery infantry focus. That's actually really good for me.
Yeah.
I get another 30 foot of range on my grenade launcher. And
you get a perk point.
Well, yeah, an essence point.
I'm going to say no, because in part of our original design was like, well, you can take a general perk or you could increase one of your essences of your choice. And it was just like, no, that would throw everything off. So,
AFK a sec.
Sure, no problem. Like how I gave him information he didn't want to hear, and then he immediately went AFK. And was just like, I'm done with this game.
Well, it is odd, because like
even
you said, in the cross-training general perk, it does prohibit you from taking the first level option.
Yeah, I think that is just something that should be fixed, because I honestly thought that it also said that. So the good news is I have things to do at work tomorrow.
Yay!
I mean, I have things to do at work tomorrow anyways, but I will certainly bring this up. And you know what? If now that we're older and wiser, everybody else might be like, no, let's just let him do it and see what happens.
Could go wrong.
I mean, if you let him do it, I think you might find a large portion of the party doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly see what you mean by that. You know what? What I can do is I can go check out my Transformers early access and see if they fix that.
Ooh.
There.
Just flaunting it.
But don't worry,
This
people.
is the same thing that you have if you pre-ordered the game and got the PDF early. So don't. This is not classified or confidential. I'm not breaking any NDAs or any of that shenanigans. So, meh.
All right, y'all. So
I just have what's readily available for everyone because I'm me.
the EMT crash course perk starts with the sentence, "You're no doctor, but," which I feel like is just so on the nose. I'm gonna take it.
Right?
I don't even know what the rest of it says yet. Once per scene, as long as you have a medical kit, you can spend a standard action to heal 1 damage on yourself or an ally with no skill test. Seems good.
I like the educated general perk just because it implies the other people in the party are not educated.
So about that, you might say that Andrew and I had the educated perk because we busted our asses to get PhDs. And it means that y'all aren't educated, but nobody cares.
I mean, I can think of plenty of people who care.
You guys care.
I mean,
we care a little bit.
Sure.
So if I take the educated general perk, can I make you guys call me doctor in game?
I was going to say, Paige, I don't think I've ever called you Miss, because you earned that doctorate.
I did. I busted my ass for
Also, if you call her
Andrew,
Miss, those are fighting words.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You get to hear the whole "I didn't go to blah blah blah" for 8 years in order to be called
right.
Miss.
Hence the passion and caring behind that education.
Hence.
So this is exciting. They didn't include it in Transformers, so maybe there's more of a thing about that. So let me circle back on that one, though. My my instinct is no.
We're learning things.
Yeah,
My instinct is I will
EMT
have
crash course.
I joke about Pack Mule perk, but my general perk I'm taking it for is Sharpshooter's Grace, which is no snag for range and plus 2 shifts on range attacks greater than 30 feet away.
Wait, don't you already get no snag for range?
No.
I think at one point she will.
I might. But plus 2 shifts on range attacks greater than 30 feet away is only good for me.
Yeah.
Now
so
I start being able to auto crit.
So yeah, at level 17,
Sure.
she gets.
But I also start being able to take 1 downshift to do extra 1 or 3 downshifts to do extra point of damage.
Very cool. No, you're right. I was correct in that you do get it, but as you pointed out, practically speaking, level 17 is probably not something we're going to get to. So yeah, that sounds like the perfect perk for our sharpshooter. And now you can auto crit like you were always born to do.
Yay!
Which means now you can put points in other places without the rest of the party going, "What?"
I put a point in deception and a point in alertness.
I know. I'm just messing.
I love it.
I love it. All right, so I have some homework to do. This does take us to the end of the episode and our porch leg.
Yay!
I might take Pack Mule.
You know, I looked at it and I'm like, 3 extra hands of weapons? That's hot!
Well, due to
That
my
is pretty hot.
compromise with Ben, I'm currently limited on the amount of grenades I can carry. So three more grenades would
3 more grenades.
at least double and possibly more than double my total load. And I think with the additional carrying, I might actually be able to wear a mech suit because they do have requirements on you being
for
a
like
beefy boy.
for like ultra heavy armor or whatever.
Yeah, which would be pretty cool. Let's see,
Would be.
battle dress. Yeah, like Marauder armor requires Brawn D4, which I don't have. But with Pack Mule, I could do it, which would be pretty cool. Actually, the requirements aren't that stringent. It's just D4 for Marauder and D2 for tanker armor, which is pretty low. You think? I mean, a D2, huh?
One thing I like about the system is we built in a lot of things where it's like you have to have a couple points in a skill that's totally not in your bailiwick in order to do the thing. Like I'm a sniper with 2 points of brawn.
Yep. Like
because I gotta be to haul the rifle.
The more we've played in this, the more I've kind of realized like how painful not having at least a D2 in a skill is. Because that roll 2 take lowest is
rude.
It is not nothing.
Well, if it's bothering you, there's a general perk you could take. With green, where 3 times a mission you can not suffer that snag.
Yeah.
Which actually, I think, like you said, it might be worth taking.
Yeah.
And there are quite a few perks and like either specialization perks or general perks that also give you like take off that snag.
Mm-hmm.
For certain, usually it's for a certain subset of skills, but.
So, Ben, do you want to tell our audience good night and then move us to porch lag?
Yeah, that sounds great. So thank you all for joining us, for getting us, or rather, helping us get through the big box dungeon, which I had a lot of fun with. And that being said, we'll look forward to starting play at level 4, and you'll also find in the morning that communications are back up, so you'll be able to report in and not only report your success, but also have a fun talk with command about we have this Cobra infiltrator, and also we've seen things man was not supposed to glimpse with giant robots and monstrosities.
Right?
It's gonna say. Like we got this robot, we got this Cobra agent, but also giant monsters.
And medium-sized monsters.
It's not every day that you can come back with a Cobra agent, and that is the 3rd or 4th most interesting thing you have to say to command.
Also true.
So we will look forward to that next week, and then perhaps we'll see where you're sent.
Shit, blockchain. Did you take any pictures?
Yeah, sure. I'm always
The
taking
more
pictures.
you know.
All right. Well, with that,
I'm just
thank you very
constantly
much.
streaming.
That's true. You
No.
are constantly
No.
streaming.
Just blockchain
Bad.
always has a selfie stick out. He's just like smash that.
He's constantly streaming, but his own face.
Yes.
I
and
mean-
by that, I will echo blockchain and say, smash that like and ring that bell, and make sure you follow us to a
To
new
adventure!
adventure!
Nicely done, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So take us to the other screen.
This one?
Okay, wait.
Mystery.
Can
Mystery.
I give my guess?
What?
Sure.
Is this a baby alpha?
It looks like a baby alpha.
A
to
baby
me.
alpha, oh so cute. And if we kill it now, there'll be no alpha.
Oh
Win-win.
God.
I mean,
I-
that's certainly an interesting theory. I say as I frantically go scribble notes in my my notepad.
Write that down. Write that down.
I'm not entirely certain. Like, Ben,
Hmm.
you're not just running your Power Rangers adventure with G.I. Joe characters, are you?
No. So I had the pleasure of working on a book that I don't know if it's announced yet, so I'm not going to name
Sure.
anything or any specifics.
Yeah.
But part of designing, so part of being an SS20 design was creating a system that then we could use for these three properties. And the authors and designers would often joke like, "Oh, it would be great when we can, run our Power Rangers and our GI Joes in our Power Rangers game and our Transformers in our GI Joe game." And
You got ponies in my Transformers.
yes, so
What?
this is one of the ideas that's always kind of been going in the back of my head as far as like, well, what if you had a cool like what are GI Joes going to do when monsters show up?
Like, what
And
does that look like?
what does that look like? And so I'm getting to explore that, and I'm really excited because there's no small amount of monsters and Cobra overlap. Because honestly, Paige can confirm that Cobra are mostly monsters. Just look at her character.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them look like people, but some
Like,
of them
not
don't.
to mention, for part of our research for creating our characters was the index database of GI Joe characters, and like some of them are just straight up aliens.
So eventually, some of them are, yes, but none of them are set for that right now. So that is exciting. But I have. There are plans within plans,
Excellent.
and the fun part is by being in the same rough area, I can do some fun callbacks to Joe's campaign, where we did as Power Rangers run into Emergen Tech at one point.
How convenient.
So surely nothing from that will come up to
Bite us in the backside.
be important in this game.
Yep.
Nothing.
But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. Getting to weave in disparate elements, and the only reason it's not Transformers is because the Transformers stuff was not public when I was like, ooh, how am I going to do this? But there's plenty of road left in this story to see about including them. But we'll see.
One thing that I'm really happy about is prior to the launch of Essence 20, I didn't have many hours logged actually playing it. And now I do, and I really enjoy playing it. So I'm very pleased with the system.
That's always good. It's always good to create a game system people enjoy playing.
I kind of want to hack it into different genres at this point. I want to do a samurai drama Essence 20 game, and I want to do a Old West Essence 20 game.
That would be interesting because the low health means that it would work really well in a samurai or Wild West type of situation. And another game that sadly I failed at calendaring, so we won't be exploring it until October, but I'll report back, is the new 5th edition Legend of the Five Rings Adventures in Rokugan.
Oh yeah.
And it's interesting because you're, at least I'm used to Rokugan being a very high lethality world, and they've ported it over to 5e, which is somewhat famously not very high lethality. So we'll see how
It's really hard to die.
I mean,
Well-
it can be done, but you gotta want it.
Well, you could just give someone one death save
I
instead
don't
of 3.
know. Like Paige did a pretty thorough job of trouncing us on multiple occasions.
And if there's no healing word,
That's true.
There
Like,
are so I've been reading through because originally this has been talked about a ways back. It's like, oh, sometime after DragonCon we'll do scheduling, and it was like, okay, well it's after DragonCon, so I should put out a doodle and all that stuff. And admittedly, it took me a long time to get my doodledness together. But then it was like, oh, everybody can make this Saturday. As previously spoken, I calendared poorly. I pulled a Joe, and Joe's not here to defend himself, which means score.
you pulled a Joe.
So I realized that I have plans. I have my mom's birthday dinner this Saturday. That
You're blowing us off for that?
I know, and I know of all things to spend time with family.
Ugh.
I'll be doing that. But
Who are you?
essentially, they've spread out the healing. So there's still spells that do healing, but there are certain abilities that. So like the pilgrim, which is their version of the monk, works off of hit dice. Like you can use your hit dice to do extra attacks, or you can use your hit dice to heal people. Or you can use your hit dice and invite them to use their hit dice in order to heal them, which is an interesting
weird.
way to.
Hit dice are a pretty finite resource in 5th edition.
Yep.
And plus, you only start with 1, which makes it a little boring.
Yep. So I'm starting them at 3 because just like in D&D, that's where you start your subclasses. Unlike in Essence 20, especially in Joe, where you start them at 1. Which, as someone who fought for that, I think it's a great idea because it lets differentiate characters before level 3.
And we did go to the mat about it.
Well, and it's funny because I know a lot of people when they sit down to make a D&D campaign are just like, let's start at 3.
Yeah.
Because those first 2 levels are kind of
It's almost like a tutorial built into the game.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing because there's a lot of really well-designed games that teach you the basics of the mechanics, and then you work up to it where you see how everything fits together. And with experienced people, starting level 3 makes sense. But I just recently actually did an event for StartPlaying.games where we were teaching people at a Atlanta corporation event how to play D&D because it was their team building event and they wanted DMs to come in and do stuff. And it was great teaching people to play at level 1. And then they were like, oh, what is it like higher levels? It's like it's more of the same, but with more options. But now that you know how to roll dice and know how to tell a story together, go forth, have fun. It's not scary. I had one of the players just like, I've been invited, but it's just so intimidating. I'm like, well, it's not, but it can look that way sometimes.
Team building event,
but
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that weird. In fact, I bet it's more. It's going to just continue to be more common.
Like, I guess it's just weird because I've had piss poor experiences with corporate America, but like I can't imagine the groups of people that I have worked with that would be receptive to that.
But like, you can only do so many goddamn trust falls.
Yeah.
Infinite number, really.
There's a lot of people in my office that would really enjoy playing D&D. Like, if we were actually working in the office and I wanted to run a D&D game every 2 weeks on a Thursday night or something, I guarantee you I'd be eat up with players.
Maybe that's why I'm so stressed. Like, I have to keep my nerdiness under wraps at work, and just always have.
I made a decision at a very young age while I was in grad school that I was just going to let my freak flag fly And if that meant that I wasn't going to get a certain job or spot in a PhD lab or something, then that was okay. I didn't belong there.
Yeah, when I realized that I was a man who was going to be working with young children, I
Different.
quickly realized that I needed
Different.
to pack that freak flag down at the bottom of the suitcase because yeah.
You know, it actually I have to thank an ex-boyfriend for that, because when I was working on my master's degree, I was dating this guy, and he thought that reading was dumb. He couldn't understand reading for pleasure, and that he thought D&D was just the world's worst waste of time. And honestly, I was too busy at that point in time to play, and there wasn't a whole lot of options in Charleston to play. Like, I'm sure if I went to the Citadel, because I was working at the Citadel, and said D&D, I would have found some players, but I did not have time for that.
I mean, I do agree. Why read when you can have the sweet, dulcet tones of oh God, who reads the Dresden Files novels?
James Marster.
Marsters.
James Marster read it to you.
Sure. This was practically before audiobooks.
I mean, I'll also point out, I think either just today or yesterday, it was revealed that another famous individual refuses to read, and that is Kanye West.
Oh!
So when I got to Virginia Tech to start work on my PhD, like, big time D&D community there, and I started playing D&D, and I was literally sneaking out at night and not telling this guy where I was going, and being unavailable for phone calls and whatever, because I was out playing D&D, and to this day he thinks I was cheating on him with a guy.
Lord.
I mean,
It turned out you were cheating with the whole party, baby.
I was like 3 guys and another girl. So at that
Hot.
point in time, I said I was never ever gonna date anybody who wasn't cool with D&D. So, like, first date material is, so I play a lot of D&D. What do you think? And if the answer wasn't an enthusiastic, that's awesome, then there was no second date. Like,
I mean,
was
not
done.
even like that's great. I'm not into it, but I can see it.
That would have been fine.
Okay.
That would have been fine.
Just I'm finding that line.
But I started doing that on a professional level as well, and I have never looked back.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I work in a field where nobody gives a damn.
Well, it's funny
That
because
is fortunate.
Yeah.
almost completely unprompted, we were talking about the original Oregon Trail computer game, and my school's art teacher just brings in Oregon Trail, the computer game, the card game,
Wait,
and
what?
hands it to me and says, "We bought this thinking it would be fun, but we looked at the rules and it was way too complicated and we couldn't figure it out. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Board games? What?"
That's something that we should play and explain the rules of, and then you could show it to your students and be like, "This is how you play this game." We could be those let's play people.
It's true. It's
But
really
no.
sad though, because like I would love to start a board gaming club for the kids at school, because I think they would really dig it and get into it. But I don't want to spend.
Does your school have a D&D club?
No.
I have 2 different friends at 2 different schools
Who just started one.
who are in D&D clubs or have joined one, like Heather White Sorensen's kids.
Don't out people on the internet page. Stop
Oh,
that.
sorry. I have a friend who fine.
I'm just saying, like, no last names.
Sure.
Well, I mean, she could have thrown in an SSN or an address, or
You know, it lives at blah 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 and has
But
phone number
anyhow,
blah blah blah.
I have 2 dear female friends who have
Females.
Yes, who had in Heather's case, kids in school that had hardcore D&D clubs.
Yeah.
3.
Like,
Wade's
I
fine.
would love to start one. I would not love to spend the 2 additional hours at work every week or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's such a quick catch-22.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, it is
I was about to say it's about 10:20. We have had 2 players drop like flies. This means that the field is open. If there's anything that we want to talk about Ron or Joe about while
It's true.
while they're
Could
not
y'all
here,
believe the odor coming off of them during game today? My God.
Wait, what?
Who stores bread in an empty oven?
I don't know.
Who? It's not. It's not
why?
some kind
Why
of
would you do that?
preservation device.
Nobody should store things in the oven.
Don't do it,
Yes.
y'all. That seems
Only
like a
monsters.
fire hazard. Do not store things in your
Especially
oven.
because it's
Yep.
only natural to go preheat an oven before you cook something.
Especially
people-
Why would you look in there?
after other people tell you don't do that. That's a bad idea.
You
Just
people don't,
don't.
check the oven before you turn it on?
No.
Like,
Nope.
Why?
Sure don't.
It's supposed to be empty. The default state should be empty.
Why? Why?
Man.
Why would I ask
Why?
you?
Why?
Why would I check
Why?
the oven that I know is empty because I
Yes.
don't store things in the oven?
I feel like I'm A, being personally attacked, and B,
Oh, wait.
the only
that-
person here that is just like, no, it's a container. You put stuff in it.
Right, like old pizza for weeks and weeks.
We forgot that pizza was
You
there.
know,
Ben, what's
a
the biggest
mistake
shelf
was
in your
made
house?
once.
All right,
The-
it's one thing to like I could see storing oven safe things inside the oven. That is acceptable, right? But to store non-oven safe things inside the oven.
Normally, all that's stored in our
Hmm.
oven is oven safe things. However,
Yes.
if it's late at night, we're a little intoxicated. Sometimes putting up pizza seems real difficult. And you
Pizza,
throw it in
does.
the
the
oven,
oven
in the
is not
morning.
a preservation device.
Look, you'll be glad to know that for the most part, the only things is that there are extra pots and pans that I don't have any. I mean, I have places to put them, but like I could put them there, or I could just do the easy option and put them in the oven.
The funny part here is Andrew is really only thinking about the bacterial growth on all of those
Yeah.
pizzas.
Right?
You say
Uh,
all of those pizzas. It
All
was
of
one
them.
pizza.
all of those pizzas. All of that one, all of it. Bacteria
Speaking
ridden.
of which,
Yep.
Andrew, we have a new pizza place up here called
Yeah?
Rice and Pie.
Yeah.
It is an Indian restaurant that makes pizzas.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So you have
in.
a
I'm
chicken
in.
korma pizza,
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
saag paneer pizza,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a tikka masala pizza.
100% yes.
It's excellent.
That would, however, require you to leave go
Ugh.
outside of the
Metropolitan area that you live
Change all
in.
my money into rubles again?
Yes.
Again?
So one Saturday,
I thought we used pesos out here, man. Like, wait a
yeah.
minute, are there rubles now?
If
I'm not keeping up with
it's
the-
gold nuggets and barter, like. But
Hmm.
you and your partner should come up and join us one weekend when there's not traffic,
Yes.
and
yes.
have some awesome butter chicken pizza.
That sounds freaking amazing.
And
with
like play some
butter-
board games or something.
And
Right?
with the mention of delicious butter chicken pizza, I bid you all adieu.
Like that.
Well, I think that is an excellent plan for all of us. Thank
Yes.
you for joining us for Porch Lag, everybody.
Woo!
Good night.
Good
Love you. Have a
night.
great
Good
week.
night. Oh, I have to click the off button.
I was going to say that's
That's your job, Paige.
Throw the